Okay. All right. Let's get this show back on the road.
Are we
Welcome
on?
to We Are On. We're on. We're transitioned. We're live. We're back. We're back. Welcome to episode 12, which is very exciting because I feel like this is a bonus episode. Maybe one that I didn't expect to be recording straight away
I feel
after.
like there's a different Diz. I feel
Yeah.
like
I'm a more
you're a
tan
changed
Diz.
man after Glastonbury.
Yeah, so back from Glastonbury, and shout out to my crew I went with. Very good. It is a different Diz because it was a different Glastonbury for me because it was one as a father and a lot older than the 7 years ago when I went, and
Still as immature as ever though.
yeah, but it was actually my least hectic, like in terms of getting on it and boozing and stuff. But I must admit, I did feel a bit defeated yesterday in that, but I feel alright today. And the one thing I noticed, there was no gaming there whatsoever. They got everything under the fucking sun at Glastonbury other than gaming, and I did actually think that walk around because the Saturday was really hot, and I thought, oh, lovely air conditioned land tent wouldn't go down a miss right now. I might sack off seeing, the head.
Imagine you went to Glastonbury and gamed.
Mate, on the Saturday, I genuinely thought it wouldn't go amiss right now because it's so hot. I was just like, I would happily sit. And it'd probably not, I'd beat all the queues. There wouldn't be, everyone. Actually, it was so hot, they probably would if it was air conditioned. But yeah, I might email them and say, look, you got everything else going on here. Fucking circus tent, cabaret tent. Where's the gaming tent?
Yeah, true. Or not, maybe if they don't even have like a little LAN center, I think that's a bit too far. But maybe they could have something gaming related.
Mate, you can make rings and you can make tools for like the garden and stuff. I mean, I appreciate it's all like hippie and stuff, but fucking get with the times,
Yeah.
You got everything.
Yeah, gaming's the new thing. So
Yeah. Anyway, it was.
I know you took some gaming t-shirts. Did you wear your FaZe t-shirt?
Oh, I saw. I didn't actually. I think I might walk around the camp, but I saw a FaZe Clan t-shirt. Well, when the Arctic Monkeys were on, and I actually like tapped him and went FaZe Clan, let's go, and he just kind of went like this, just pointed at me, and I was like, cool.
Pointed at you.
Yeah, and then
He was probably on all sorts of drugs.
Yeah, and just fucking this weird guy going, FaZe Clan, let's go. And just walked off. It was a proper jersey. It was proper merch, unlike mine. But yeah, well, whilst I've been away, have you been doing anything then? Did you get up to anything
No, mate,
as extreme as that?
No, my life's been pretty boring. What did I do?
Trying to keep up with all the roster changes, probably.
No, I kind of had a break myself. I've had a break from... I was working, obviously, last week while you were getting down there, getting drunk. What did I do? I bought a swimming pool. You saw my swimming pool. Pretty hench swimming pool for the back garden.
There you go.
For the
That's
kids.
very exciting. I could have
Set
used
that
that.
up. Got a bit too drunk Saturday night with some friends. That's about it, mate. But I was going to ask you, what was your favourite part of Glastonbury? Or who was your favourite act?
I think Elton John was pretty good. I know it's the cop-out answer, but it was, he was the headline on the Sunday, and it was probably he says it's his last show. I think he seems to like run out of money or forget he wants some more money and goes on tour again. But if it was his last show, it was quite cool to see that in the UK. He's old as fuck though. Also, who else was good? Cat Stevens. I don't even know about Cat Stevens. He was very good, very chilled. Central C. Saw about Central C. Sench. He was very good. I think my favourite part, to be fair, was just like you're always on a bit of a hype, even when you're hungover and tired. If there was 6 of us in total, and it's just a bit of gas all the time, and it's just funny. Stupid shit happens, But generally, it was good. I think in my old age.
Was that your first time?
No, it's my 4th, I think.
Oh, really?
The last time I went, I think, was 6 or 7 years ago. And I think it's a bit much now. I'm past the 30-year-old mark, got a kid. So maybe I need to take a few years. I need to do it in like 5-year drops at now. I think I can't keep doing that every year.
No.
Even all the walking. I mean, you're doing like 28,000, 30,000 steps a day for like 4 days straight. By the end of it, your body's just like, please stop.
Yeah, well, you're not used to doing all those steps, are you, in your office?
Exactly. Sat here or sat in my office just typing. That my
Did you miss?
exercise.
Did you miss gaming?
Yeah, I did actually. To be fair, I've not really done much since I got back. It's been so busy. But I think I might get some in this weekend. But yeah, it's good to be back. And in the real life, although player breaks on, and when the season's on, we moan about too much Counter Strike to keep up with us casuals, and our casual heads struggling to keep up. Now the player breaks on, I thought, oh, it's gonna be nice and relaxing. We haven't really got to think about stuff. It's about a million rumours and roster changes going on, so let's get into it and let's talk about what's been happening. So I think there was a little mini Counter Strike 2 update as well, which I feel like is kind of just bittersweet now, talking about any updates that these pricks get and that we're not involved in. I don't think there was too much that went on. It wasn't a big update. There wasn't a new map and a new set of people, but I think fix some bugs, some more movement stuff maybe. I don't know if there's anything.
Yeah, I think they've been working on the movement, which I think is a good thing. They said they want it to feel as much like CS:GO, especially in terms of the movement. Because I did hear someone say, I don't know if it was Smooya. Someone said it's a different game, so the movement will be different. And just because it's not the same as CS:GO, it doesn't mean that the movement's shit. It just means that it's a different game and the movement's different. So you've just got to get used to that. Like, stop comparing it to CS:GO. But they've come out and said, but not in reply to him. They've just said they're trying to get the movement the same as CS:GO. So he was completely wrong with that statement. But I like that. I like that they're acknowledging it and they're trying to get the movement the same. They released a video of the jiggle peeking. This is kind of a bit old news for some people because, if you're up to date with it, it's kind of old news. But we've not done a podcast in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're.
I think it'd be good if it was a bit different. I don't think it needs to be identical. Otherwise,
I don't know, because what games have you played with better movement in terms of an FPS?
Don't know, because I maybe I'm not smart enough or I'm not tuned into movement when I'm playing enough to realise. Because
it's in Valorant, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, but you go from one extreme to the other in these games, because you go from like COD and Apex, which is too much movement for a game like this, and where it's like such minute
Differences.
Yeah, or like aim and stuff can change so quickly, to Valorant and CS where you need less movement. I'd say, I don't know, like Destiny's more aligned with Apex, and
Well, I would say CS has got the best movement, and I guess they've spent the best part of 20 years getting that movement right. So
what I'm saying is I don't.
And a lot of people have said they don't like the movement on CS2.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot, but I wouldn't mind if it was slightly different from CS:GO. So it does just feel like it's something new to master. But again, it's hard.
Depends what it is. Like, if it feels clunky, like especially the jiggle peeking and stuff.
Yeah, that won't do.
Yeah. So they're fixing things like that. They've just done map updates, but I was thinking, what are they going to do? Just release each map and fix bugs on it? Because if they're doing that, it's not going to be out for summer.
We're going to be here all year. Yeah.
Imagine they come out and say, "Yeah, we said summer. We didn't say which summer."
Yeah, exactly.
We release it next year,
2024. I think I said a few podcasts ago that I don't think it's out anytime soon. I think they're gonna really push the beta to the max because it's Valve and they don't want to be rushed. And I don't know, they release other games in a poor state, so I don't see why they can't just get it out there and start, letting us tell them what needs fixing and things more than the select few. But we'll see.
Would you like a date? Would you like them to say, right, we're going to release it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm the type of person that needs that. I well prefer that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think they should release it, not just be like, oh, it's here.
Yeah.
They need us to get excited.
Yeah. Well, I actually want to work from home that day, or or not go in and actually give it a go, rather than just be like, fuck, it's come out at midnight. I need to call in sick like a 16-year-old. Yeah, I'd rather just be like, I'm working from home that day, or I'm having a day off. Anyway, so
Yeah, so
that's CS2. Fuck CS2. I'm bitter now. I've decided because this, they don't want
we're
me
gonna
in.
stay on CS:GO.
Yeah, we're gonna be those
We're
people
not moving over.
that played Source.
Okay, what?
We played Source when CS:GO came out, even though Source was so bad. People still played it.
Yeah. What big news is happening in the trades? What are you keeping your eye on?
Listen.
What do you think is the biggest news?
Your microphone just went a bit robotic, and we should have probably actually started this episode by saying that Brly's in a temporary setup with iPhone earphones, he's in the living room today because he's been kicked out of his usual room.
Yeah.
So
I was going to apologise, but we're going to skip past it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
come back.
Those that are watching, I don't know if that many people just listen, but if you're watching, maybe if you're listening, you might notice a difference. It's probably better than my normal microphone, to be fair.
I think it's a bit worse, but it's okay. We're casual, man. It's fun.
We'll be back to
fucking
normal.
Peace and love from fucking Glastonbury. Who cares? Mate, technology's all bad. You should burn everything and sit in a field and smoke weed. Right. On to roster changes. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about, I think we should do the more confirmed stuff first. Like what's actually happened rather than the rumours of who's going where or the ongoing sagas. Look, I don't think we're going to touch on everyone because some teams I don't care about. Like e.g. they've been doing stuff I just don't care. Do you? Whatever. Astralis have confirmed the worst kept secret transfer, or not secret transfer, but the transfer they were going to do with the star. How do you pronounce his name? Stair and Borop they've bought in, which means Glaive and Altex are out apparently. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, but I actually thought Altex looked exciting to me. I actually thought the snippets of gameplay I saw him play in, I was actually quite excited to see what he could do. And I'm shocked that he's out over Buzz. I thought, Altex, he's come up, he's trying hard. I thought he was making some good plays, and I must admit I am a bit upset. Not upset, but disappointed. I'd rather have seen Buzz out than him.
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit. I felt like he showed little glimmers here and there once he was getting a bit more comfortable, and I felt like as he got more and more comfortable, he would have improved as well. My main issue is with Astralis. With the moves they've gone now, I feel like they made some little moves. Let's just see how this goes, and they thought, we'll try Altex and just see, if we get any improvement. They've not really had any massive improvement. I agree with you. I do feel like they could have got rid of Buzz instead, and it's to be honest, it's a bit sad to see Glaive and Zipex out. They've been there from the beginning, I think. So I do think they could have got rid of Buzz and maybe kept Altex in. But I kind of do like that they said, right, we've tried this, it's not really worked, let's just have a big shake-up, let's go a bit crazy. They've got these two new fucking Burp and Stare, whatever the names are. They're both better players than Altex and Glaive, but they're very, very young. I do like the move, but I'll blame after IGL. But he's going to get the respect, but where's the chemistry?
Has Blame F been calling then?
He's moving to IGL.
But has he been calling at all in the past? Is what I'm saying. Has he done any?
No, but he will have done a little bit. I think he would have. I don't think he's done actual games from that I know of, but he will have made the odd call here and there, and I feel like he is capable. I do think he would get respect from the players. He's a good player, so he's going to get respect for that. I feel like he's quite a mature player as well. Don't know his age. I think he's like 26.
Yeah, he's young.
He's in his mid to late 20s anyway. And this there and Burrup are like, what, 18, 19?
Yeah, I assume young.
And I just think he's definitely going to get the respect, and they're going to listen to him. But there's not that chemistry. Like, how are they going to get on as friends or as teammates? Are they just going to be this 18-year-old kid and this 26? Because it's going to be. I feel like it's just going to be Blame F and Device together. Their mates, and then Burp and Stare, and who's the fifth?
Buzz.
Buzz.
Buzz is young. Buzz is 20.
Like, yeah, they're just going to they're not going to gel. I think CS teams need to gel quite a lot, and I don't know if these guys will. And I think that's just a test of time, and I think they're going to have to stick with this roster for a while now and just see whether it works and see how these guys gel. I think they need to, in this off-season, maybe meet up, maybe do some activities, some team building shit, because you've got Heroic and Cadian. Even though he's older, he kind of their relationship works. You know, they all seem like a family. They do seem like they're really close, and I think that's important. The same with Vitality. They all seem fairly close. FaZe seem like they get on pretty well. G2 the same, and I think Astralis don't have that at the minute, and I think they need that. So they don't just need to get better players. They need to get players that they all get along and they all gel. Like the original Astralis, the 2018 Astralis, they smashed it, and they all seemed like they were all mates. Do you know what I mean? You can imagine them all going out for food and getting pissed together and whatnot.
Yeah. I think Blame F thing, IGL. I mean, I think there's a real lack of reliable and good IGLs out there to go and get at the moment. So I don't know who you would get in to do it, but we're going to talk about Yekinde in a bit. But I just feel like if Blame F is one of your best performing players, having them do that just takes away from their freedom to just go and take heads, which you need. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. You know, my track record of calling things are often bad, but I'm not sure this is amazing. I think, you know, I feel like you might have been better to either keep Glaive and or got rid of Glaive for a kind of proven RGL, basically. But let's see. Again,
I think this guy's a good player. He's like, Device said he's like the best.
Yeah, he really rates him.
But he's been playing against shit teams. Or he's from Sprout, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he was. Okay, we're kind of going alphabetical order, roughly, I think. So to Big, who did a 3-man out, 3-man in, so quite big moves to be fair. Faven, Keto, and Hyped are out, and they've brought Mantu, Sin, and Process in. I don't know too much about all these guys that have come in, other than Mantu, who I think was really well rated and played really well. So that could be one to watch and quite good for them. But not too much to say, other than that Mantu, from what I understand, was pretty good and had a good rating. Surprised maybe some other teams didn't look at, you know, snapping him up, but no real.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say on Big at the minute. Just wait and see. I'll have more of an opinion once I've seen them play together.
Yeah.
Go on, mate. Alphabetically, who's next?
Who is it? Is it Liquid? Hang on.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go alphabetically, yeah, it probably would be Liquid.
We're laughing
I
because
mean,
that's not the order it's actually in, is it? Right, well, let's talk.
I can't remember the teams.
Let's talk about Liquid. We're not really gonna go to everyone anyway. But so Liquid, Patsy, Rainbow, Corinne, Nitro, we obviously knew was retiring or whatever he's gonna do, streaming. And Alicia's out, man. I feel like that's another old school sad thing to happen, where he's left. He's gone to Complexity. So the least, you know.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, he went to Complexity. So underwhelming.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, I knew he was leaving. I didn't know where.
They're
But yeah,
ever so slightly better, but still shit. So that's very boring. But it's American, isn't it? And Yakinda is gonna continue his adventures as IGL, which again I feel the same as the Blame F situation here, where Yakinda's one of actually my favourite people to watch, like in terms of excitement and his entry and his aggression. So now it's just so annoying, I think, personally, to have someone like him and have someone like Blame F taking this role as IGL, where they're needed for their firepower and for their actual explosive, space they create and getting 2 kills, 3 kills. So I'd rather they brought someone in, or rather they'd gone and got an IGL to steady the ship with the calls. I think the problem with Yakinda is he's got such a big ego and he wants to do it and be the star man as well as the captain, which, fine, if you've got that confidence, fair enough, but I think he means that when they do lose, he can't go quiet, which I think everyone's been saying has happened, that he's been calling, and then when they've started losing rounds, Nitro's come in and said, all right, kid, I'll take back over the reins and do the calling because you've had a couple of shit rounds and you're back in your box. So I think he's got to try 100% even if they're losing and not get too emotional, and then maybe he could be a good in-game leader, but I just want him to not take away from his aggressive entry nature, because that's fucking fun to watch.
Yeah, I think it's a lose-lose situation for him, and I know he's thought about it long and hard, and he's saying, that he really wants to do it. But for me, I agree with most of the points that you just made. He's too good to do it, and if I feel like he's going to put a lot of effort into it, he's going to try really hard. But then, what if it doesn't work out? If they're really struggling, he's going to take that more to heart. The fact that he's put a lot more effort in, and he's feel like he's the reason they're losing. It's going to be harder for him to get over that if he's having a bad game and his tactics aren't working and he's getting outplayed. That's going to affect him, because then he's going to be worried and thinking about that rather than just doing his own thing and taking heads.
And he's not going to have Nitro to fall back on and take over the reins.
Elish.
Or Elish.
Like, Elish is an amazing rifler, and they've just got fucking Patsy and Brainwalker. Like, those guys, they're no Elish. Like, for me, this is just like a bad move for Liquid, but they had nothing to lose, so...
And Liquid are one of the teams with a lot of money, right? I think they could go and get some big hitters, I think, if they really wanted. But this, anyway. So Liquid are Liquid doing Liquid things.
Also going more international, just to they've only got OC, who's American, and Naf, who's
Canadian. Mate, it's only a time before NAF goes. Maybe they're doing that to keep NAF as well, making it a bit more international, because NAF was talking about coming to Europe or wanting to go to Europe.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a topic in itself, isn't it? And a lot of teams going more international. Navi talking about going more international.
Mate, why didn't NAF go to Vitality instead of Flames? NAF's sick. Imagine him at Vitality. That would have been fucking sick.
Flames is really good too, I would say. Flames probably slightly better when he's younger now.
Well, let's talk about Vitality then. The big news is the GOAT Dupree has been shafted by Vitality, who have dropped him. It's mental. To go on to win the last ever major and to have the end of the season that they had, and Dupree just gets dropped. You would have thought they were one of the teams that probably were just going to settle and see what happened, but they brought Flames in, fellow Israeli, so I think that might have played a part in it, maybe with Spinks as well, who obviously is young, and they're their moulded kind of semi-star after Zyru, but yeah, I don't know. I think it is actually an exciting thing. I'm being, devil's advocate.
What's your opinion of it then?
Well, I think it probably is going to be quite a good move, and that one is going to be the one that is only going to bring good things to. I mean, Dupree, bless him, he did have a few moments where he actually was playing very well in the last 3 months, to be fair to him. He stepped up, but overall, he is Dupree, isn't he? And yeah, he was always the one on that team that was probably the one you looked at as the most likely to be replaced, but he had a good innings there and he did well. But I don't know what's the rumour about him and where he's going to go. I feel like there was talks about him joining one of the new start or one of the teams coming back. I can't remember who it was, but yeah. Don't know. What's your thoughts?
Originally when it first happened, sure I heard OG thrown about.
Oh, really?
I might have just made it up, but yeah, that was just rumours. My opinion on the move, at first I was like, oh shit, how can you get rid of Dupree? Then I was like, oh, well, it's Flames. If you could get him, who would you get rid of? It'd probably be Dupree. And then I was like, actually, no, it wouldn't. Why would you get rid of Dupree? So, this was a while ago when this trade happened. This was one of the first trades, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now I've had time to think about it. I do think it's pretty much a bad move. Dupree gave a lot. Other than, frags, he gave a lot more than that. He's such an experienced player. Really, really well versed in the game and well versed at playing big stages. We know he can play big stages. He's done it time and time again. He's won the most majors out of anybody. And you kind of hinted on this when we were talking about the GOAT debate. You brought up his name and I was saying that's ridiculous. And I do think it is ridiculous. But there's at least an argument there. Yeah. Flames is a great, great mechanical player, and better than Dupree, and he will out-frag Dupree any day of the week. But Dupree gives a lot more than that. He, like I was talking about before, chemistry, they all get along. With Spinks and now Flames being Israeli, I do feel like they're either going to get on really well, and then I think they're going to segregate themselves from the rest of the group, or they're going to hate each other. Because they're both from the same country, and I feel like they're going to be like, oh, we're from the same country. They're either going to hate it or love it. I can't describe it properly, but that's what I think. I think they're either going to get on really well or they won't. And I think that's going to affect the team a lot. I think that it's going to affect the chemistry a lot. As it stands, everyone was it seemed pretty much level pegging, and Dupree, I know, was putting his 2 cents in, making calls in rounds and giving his opinion and just making, slight judgment calls on what the other team were doing or what the other team were thinking. And that was his ability, that was his skill. He knows the game inside out, he knows what people do, he knows how people play in certain situations, and he was giving people feedback even when he was dead. So his ability doesn't end when he dies, whereas with Flames it does. If he dies, that's it. He's not giving any more input, whereas Dupree will. So yeah. I think overall it's a bad move for them, but it is exciting at the same time because Flames is sick. He's a good player, so they've got the firepower now. But I will also tell you, they traded Dupree and they dropped a rank.
Yeah, but I mean, the ranking changes in the player break seems irrelevant to me anyway. Now, what's the point? Nothing's happening. What? Why would the ranks change when everyone's just sat on a beach or sat at home?
But knows, because I thought there's stuff on it. But I guess Heroic did beat Vitality.
Yeah, the ranks were only updated recently, I think. I mean, I just think it should be done a day after the last event. maybe, and then whatever. I wouldn't. Yeah, the ranks are weird all the time.
Maybe they agree with me and think they've made a bad move.
Yeah, I actually think. Yeah, maybe. Also, what does that mean for Magisk? You know, that he's now the only Danish guy there other than Sonic, I
Yeah, that's the
suppose.
other thing I thought.
Well, he's got
I
Sonic,
thought
I guess,
about that.
but
Because I heard Magis in that interview. I don't know if you listened to it on a podcast. I don't remember what it was, and he was saying that
the Truth,
now and
the
again.
Truth podcast, was it? Was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and he said now and again, they do speak Danish, and
Yeah, the other guys are like English.
Apex and Zyru might speak French now and again, and we just correct each other all the time.
I mean,
but I think a lot of this falls on whether Flames and Spinks get on well, and how well Flames can gel with everyone else, and how Magis takes it as well.
The dynamic actually.
I don't think the crew was happy about it. He didn't know about it.
No,
he didn't seem too happy.
No. But the dynamic actually might work really well if you include Sonic and that, who's obviously Danish. You've got 2 French, 2 Danish, 2 Israelis, actually. So it might actually work better.
Then again, Magist and Sonic might not be happy about this because, they're so close.
Yeah.
And if you're on a team with your friend and then they just get kicked off the team and you feel like it was a bit out of order, you're not going to be too happy about it. But having said all that, I'm also going to say I like that Vitality are trying. They're making moves. They're going after a better player, essentially. Yeah. On paper, he's a better player. I just think it's not going to work. But I like the fact that they're just number one, or they were number one, and they're still trying to improve. That's what you need to do, even when you're number one.
Okay, so in terms of other stuff that's been going on, the Navi rumour mill's been going everywhere, right?
So, yeah, we were doing set moves, weren't we?
Yeah, so proper announced, signed, sealed, delivered, yeah.
So now we're moving on to rumours.
Yeah, rumours or things that are very
rumours with a bit of substance, yeah.
Yeah, which sorry, I should have said good explanation. Which we just talk about Navis quickly because they're just a mess.
You hate Navi.
Yeah,
they've talked about going international.
Perfecto and Electronic apparently were leaving, but apparently I also heard on Talking Cow that might not be happening now. NPL was apparently going to be replaced, which is a good move. I said it a few podcasts ago when they had their real slump. I said NPL was the one that should be replaced somehow. I might have even said Im was the one. And then they think about getting Im in and Alexi B. Imma, sorry. I mean, why is everyone say Imma? It's Im. Is it Im? It's a Gimp.
I heard it. Yeah. Do you not like him?
No, I do.
I heard him explaining how to say his name. Imma, something like that.
Well, it's a stupid way to say.
Continue.
I-M. Im's a great move. Alexi B. Again, I struggle hard to gauge IGL's qualities sometimes, other than the ones that I feel are quite vocal or that I know have performed really highly. So Alexi B, not sure, don't want to offer too much of an opinion about. But Im definitely get him in for NPL, and you got some proper firepower there to replace mediocre to poor firepower. So I think that's only a good move. I'd support that.
Imma, whatever you want to call him, get him on your fucking team because the guy's a beast. Alexi B, I would also take. I think. Well, let me back up a little bit. Alexi B, I would have took, but what language are they talking here?
Don't know actually. It's a real mix, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the problem, I feel. So I don't know the level of Navi's English. I know simple is okay. Imma's fine. So if Alexi B comes on board and they're all happy with him calling in English, then yeah, I do think that's a good move and it can work. Electronic, I would love to keep if he'd happily move over and get another IGL on board. I think the guy's an absolute beast and he can be a great player. But I also heard that it wasn't Navi wanting to get rid of Electronic and Perfecto. It was more them wanting to move.
Okay, maybe.
I do think getting rid of NPL is probably a good move.
They're smart and they know they see a sinking ship when they're on one.
Yeah. So, do you just open a bottle of wine or something?
No. Did it sound like it? It's not water.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep putting that on.
A cork pop. So yeah, I think
mate, I'm on a detox, vegetables and water for the foreseeable. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so I think them going international is a good thing. Since they're not going after Russian players, yeah, go more international. But like I say, I don't know how happy they would be calling in English.
Right. And the other rumour that's been going on for ages, and again, like the worst kept secret ever in Counter-Strike, is Shui to Mouse, which still hasn't happened. I actually thought that would be done deal over when I was in Glastonbury, to be fair, but they've just benched JDC, haven't they? So I don't know if that means they're making way for it or making way to announce it, but I definitely thought that was going to be signed, sealed, delivered. I don't know what's happened here. What the fuck?
It was supposed to be Shui for Dexter, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So, yeah, they benched JDC. I imagine they will. I heard that they had, because Shui was on the academy for Mouse, wasn't it, before he went to Gamer Legion?
Yep.
So I don't know if it's a sort of type of loan that he's gone. I feel like he's got some sort of contract with Mouse because, let's be fair, everyone's going to be after him at the minute.
Yeah.
So I think if he had a choice, he wouldn't go to Mouse, but they kind of want him back now. So I do feel like there is something there in his contract to make him go back. Maybe.
Yeah. And then still no moves at G2, man. Huxley's still. Who's gonna leave?
They go after Alexi B.
Potentially, I guess. Yeah. I don't see why, but I'm shocked at little to no news from the G2 camp.
Maybe they will.
Who else do we still think needs to strengthen? Navi do need to get some actual stuff sorted. You think FaZe?
The problem with this is kind of like kind of helps with my point I was trying to make with Vitality getting Flames. Flames FaZe. FaZe have all the firepower, but they're still losing. Like, they've got some really good players. They should get Dupree.
And
get rid of Carrigan.
Who's gonna
get rid of Rain, get Dupree in.
Okay. I think I'd still take Rain over that.
Rain's a better player.
Mate, get fucking Immer in for Rain. Oh, that'd be a good team.
Yeah, that'd be
all that
firepower. But like I say, they've got loads of firepower. They just need. Don't know. What do they need? What do FaZe need? Come on, you're a FaZe fan. If you had a dream, what would you do?
Well, I think I'm not sure I'd do much because they still won the Grand Slam and then they're just having a bit of a dip and I think they'll be back.
So you leave, if you're in charge of FaZe, you just leave them as they are?
For now, I think I do. The only move...
Why wouldn't you get rid of Rain, for example?
Well, I would if it was for an Immer, real young up-and-coming firepower, loads of hype, loads of confidence, or maybe that Man 2 would have been a good shout considering his performances. Other than that, I wouldn't risk it for anyone else out there at the moment, I don't think, but...
Well, Heroic haven't made any moves. What about Heroic?
Yeah, but, they just don't win and then they just end up number one in the world, so why would they change it?
They don't win. They don't win. They literally just won the last tournament.
I know, but they don't win any majors. They just turn up and win all these other stupid tournaments when everyone's tired from the major and can't be bothered.
Mate, they're all the absolute boys, mate. Like, look at their roster. They haven't got any top guys like Vitality and what the fucking goal phase.
Yeah, well, I think G2 are the ones that need urgent, action. I'd say G2 and Navi are the two in the top 10 that need to sort their lives out.
I'm still pretty surprised that FaZe 2 in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. So,
Really?
Not at the moment. Not with their performances.
G2.
In terms of any other news, I think that's probably about it, really. When is the next actual...
Is it Sydney?
Well, let's have a quick look at the next event. The next big event is Cologne, which is 25th.
Yes.
Starts 25th of July, which is the play-ins, and then the main events are 27th of July. So, there's some blast stuff before then, the full groups, right? Which I think is before, but not quite as serious as Cologne. Obviously, Cologne's the next big one. But it's just the group plays for the blast before, which are actually in 2 weeks' time. Those are the big events. I don't know if there's anything else coming up that's a bit smaller. Pro League, maybe. Yeah, Pro League as well. But
we didn't. Did you have any opinion on the what was that tournament called? The GOAT tournament?
I didn't watch any of it because I was taking a break and just not in the zone. I saw our guy Sponge Chad. They got into the final, didn't he? Pimp got into the final, his team.
Yeah, so that was Team Pimp against Team Olafmeister, I think.
Olafmeister, yeah. Oh, no real opinion. A bit of fun, I guess. Funny.
Didn't Sponge and Team Pimp have Imma on their team?
Yeah, I think they did.
And still didn't win.
Yeah. Yeah, but Olafmeister still fucking got it, man. That geezer can shoot heads.
Yeah, and they had shots and...
And to be fair, Pimp Pimp tries fucking hard. Anyway, no, I mean, yeah, no real opinion on that. All right, well, look.
So, looking ahead, we've got Cologne. When did you say that was?
In like 2 weeks' time, 25th of July.
2 weeks.
Blast is the week before.
3 weeks.
The full group's Blast is before, but I think Cologne's the big one, right?
Right, okay, and looking ahead for us, I'm actually going away on Friday, and I get back late Tuesday evening, so we may be able to squeeze one in.
Yeah, maybe.
Should we say if something happens, or should we just play it by ear?
We could play it by ear. We can discuss our diaries off air.
Yeah, so there may or may not be another app next week. I know everyone's been missing it.
Yeah.
Massively, though.
The last one was actually our best episode, and it's very mediocre views. So don't believe the hype sometimes. All right, well, that was a good warming back into the life of it. I feel.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I kind of missed it, to be honest.
There you go. Well, look, let's wrap it up here. GG's, thank you everyone, and hopefully some of these teams sort their lives out and get some moves made. And who knows, maybe next time we see you, there'll be another Counter-Strike 2 update fixing some bugs.
Yeah, exciting times.
GG, see you later.